Welcome everybody to Change Another Hip Hop Guards podcast. I'm the journalist Sincere. That's my partner Uncle E, and today we are joined by the legendary, one of the only MCs to beat Melly Mel in a rap battle. We're joined by Mikey D. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yo, what's going on, gentlemen? Thanks for having me, man.
Yes, sir. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure and an honor, man.
I'm excited.
We're here to talk about the 30th anniversary of Main Source's second album featuring Mikey D, F What You Think. We're going to go back in time and see all the gems and tidbits about this album. Initially how Mikey entered the fold. But if we can take it back just previous to getting with Main Source, what was Mikey D going through, or where was he at in his career, 93-ish, prior to joining Main Source?
Well, 93-ish, I had just returned from Miami because, dealing with Mikey D and the LA Posse and the loss of Paul C, it kind of took me out of my element. And then we were dealing with a lot of legal issues as far as the Sleeping Bag, the label, and the LA Posse from the West Coast, you know what I mean? They got lawyered up. We didn't get lawyered up. So they won the name and all of that. So I was just out of my zone. So I took a trip down to Miami and stayed down there until Hurricane Andrew chased me out of there. You know what I mean? So in 1993, I was basically doing security work. You know what I mean? Because I always like doing security. I like the uniforms. I like to look neat with the creases and all of that. You know what I mean? So
right.
I was doing the security work, and I was still writing rhymes. That's something that I just do because I love it, and it's also like therapy to me. So at this time, I was also hanging out with a brother named Mike Beasley, and Mike Beasley happened to have a cousin. His first cousin was the Higgins. Bo Huggins, Higgins, whoever was married to Melba Moore, they started a production company called Hush Production in Manhattan. So we used to always go to Hush Production studio, and I just used to freestyle up there, you know what I mean? And this particular day, Jeff Redd came through, the singer Jeff Redd, and he heard me rapping, and he was like, "Yo, bro, you pretty nice," and he was like, "Yo, I know a group that's looking for a rapper. They need a lead rapper." He said, "The group is already established. I'm not going to tell you who they are." But he did give us the address, and he gave us the phone number. We got in contact with Tandy Weems. And me and Mike took a ride over there. And that's when I met Sir Scratch. I knew he looked a little familiar when they answered the door. But, I was like, I wasn't sure if that was Sir Scratch from Main Source. You know what I mean? So anyway, he introduced himself, this, that, and the other, and then asked me to, can I bust a freestyle or whatever so he can hear what I could do. I think he already knew who I was. I think he was just acting Hollywoodish, you know what I'm saying? But it's all good. I spit a verse, and then he was like, "Yo, that was dope," and said, "Let me get my brother on the phone." So when he said his brother's name, K Cut, that's when I put two and two together, like, okay, this is these Main Source cats. And from that point on, it was off to the races. That Mike Beasley became my manager, and the rest is basically history, man. They wanted me to go down to Canada and record this new album. Now, mind you, I had no idea the animosity between Large Professor and management and what happened with the group. I just thought I was coming to the group to add Mikey D flavor to the group. You know what I mean? I wasn't trying to fill Large Professor's shoes or nothing like that. Because if you listen to the first verse of What You Need Is the Source, I said, here comes Mikey D with the Main Source back on course. I didn't say here comes Mikey D and I'm Main Source.
What was the discussions you guys had? When they brought you in, what kind of direction did they want Mikey D and the main source to go?
What it was is they wanted me to be me. They wanted to bring the hardcore edge to what they already had established. They wanted some hardcore, because you know me, I wasn't trying to make hit records. I just wanted to rhyme and tear rappers' heads off. You know what I mean? I didn't have any discipline or direction. I just wanted to be the nicest MC. So all of this business and technical stuff is new to me, you know what I mean? And especially on a level like Main Source, that was like a bigger platform. These dudes was there. They did it, like, you know what I'm saying? And now here I come. And I didn't know that I was the lead rapper. I thought I was just down with the crew, you know what I mean? So it was also kind of a rush job because they had obligations with Wild Pitch. So when I got down with Main Source, they signed me to a production deal with Main Source and not to the label. So in order for them to fulfill their obligation, we had to kind of move pretty fast, you know what I mean? So I didn't have enough time to really lock in with them the way we could have locked in to make it a full-fledged dope album. It was almost like it was rushed just to fulfill those obligations, man. So the conversations was like, yo, just do what you do. And, you know, we're going to put these beats together and we're going to make it dope. And the reason we titled it F What You Think is because we knew that there was going to be a lot of pushback from the fans of the first album and this changing of the guards, you know what I mean? So we knew we was going to get a lot of pushback, but at the same time, we also knew that we wasn't there to go against Large Professor and what he was doing and none of that, because I wouldn't allow it, because that it would just go against the grain of what I believe, my integrity. I'm not going against him because y'all have beef with him. Your enemies are not my enemies, you know what I'm saying? So that was never a conversation of me going at Large Professor or taking his spot or taking his shine. It was just a matter of giving Main Source a more street edge with my street credibility. So that's what that was about.
Gotcha.
How was it exactly that Jeff Red was even in the picture? Like, what, who did he know? Did he know them? And he just kind of heard that they were looking for an MC? Like, how does he join the picture?
Well, Jeff Red, if he didn't know them personally, because we really never had this conversation, but the number that he gave me was Tandy Weems. And Tandy Weems she's very popular and within the music industry as far as on the business level, because I mean she worked with some of the greats. So that was probably a Tandy Weems, Jeff Red situation, because Sir Scratch was dealing with Tandy Weems on a business level. So when I went to the address, it happened to be Tandy Weems' house and Sir Scratch was there. So that was the connection right there. Tandy.
Right. Because if I'm not mistaken, I know we had Sir Scratch on once, and I remember him saying that he was almost ready to do like a whole R&B group type of thing. That's why I was just asking about if maybe Jeff Red was going to be a part of that or something like that. But so that's pretty cool. So let me ask, so you guys go in, you start recording songs for the album. Can you talk a little bit about what those sessions were like? And also, you had a very young and early on Jadakiss and Sheik Luch. Can you talk a little bit about how that was and hearing them, spitting for the first time?
Well, we actually did 2 albums. The first album is first Main Source album that I did with them is when they initially got me to come down to Canada to record. Mm-hmm. So me making that move, it was like taking a lion out of his element and putting him through and trying to, make it a house cat. You feel me? Because, here I am, Mikey D, going from hood to hood with my 40 ounces, battling anybody, anywhere, and doing what I do. Going from that element to a place where, first of all, they didn't want me to drink. People said good morning and how you doing. I wasn't used to that.
Right.
It was extremely cold out there. And I'm talking about when we were at the house, Sir Scratch used to sit over me like a hawk. Are you writing? Are you writing? See, first of all, I can't write when I'm under pressure. It has to flow. I have to hear the beat. The beat has to talk to me. My soul got to talk back to the beat, and then it translates through the writing.
Right, right.
I wasn't catching that vibe. I wasn't in my environment. So the stuff that I was writing was dope. It made a lot of sense, but it was soft. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
that's the type of vibe that I was in. And let me tell you, personally, I couldn't stand Scratch when I first got down with them because he was like really like, yo, you writing? Yo, we gotta do this. I didn't understand it then. I understand it now.
Right,
It was
right.
about his business. You
Mhm.
feel me? I wasn't about my business. I was about having fun. And K Cut was young, so he was about having fun. And I just thought this guy was too strict. You know
Right,
what
right, right,
I mean?
right.
I'm not used to taking commands from anyone. You know what I mean? But we got through that. So the few sessions that we had in Canada, I think the songs were pretty dope. But when they sent them to Wild Pitch didn't like them. They said, Mikey D is not it's not rough. It's you can hear it.
Mhm.
This is the element. I don't have my 40 ounces, and I'm saying good morning. I'm not mean anymore. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
they Wild Pitch wanted them to come back to New York and let's try this again. Let's get him around some people and his element, and maybe we can make something happen. And sure enough, when I came back to New York, it was a whole different ball game, man. They had us recording up in Platinum Island. I was able to bring my 40 ounces to the studio, a couple of my boys, we just vibing out, and it was a different type of vibe. Now, as far as the Set It Off joint featuring uh, the Warlocks, the
The
very young
Warlocks.
Locks.
Right,
This
right.
was before Styles P. It was just Jadakiss and Chic Luch.
Mhm.
Sir Scratch came. He suggested that we do a live at the barbecue part 2, right? First, he asked me if I knew any dope female MCs. I had Shaq Queen already. Shaq Queen is now known as Ma Barker, and I met Shaq Queen when she was about maybe 14, 15, something like that. And I met her on Farmers Boulevard at her mother's beauty shop. And my man Filio introduced me to her. And, we was rhyming outside of the shop. And I was like, yo, if I ever make it, I'm coming back for you because you are ill. So we stayed in touch and stuff like that. And I even went into the shop and I promised her moms. I was like, yo, your daughter is ill. If I ever make it, I'm going to come back for her, blah, blah, blah.
So
Sure enough,
she was rhyming at that time, at that age?
she was
Like,
already putting work in. She was
yeah.
already working with LL when I met her. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
okay.
So I a couple of months later, I get down with Main Source, and sure enough, I came back for her. She actually came down to Canada when I was down there. You know
Okay.
what I mean? But so anyway, I had Shaquille on deck. I got my brother Lotto. They call him Lot Picasso now.
Mhm.
And then Scratch was like, "Yo, these brothers that I know in Yonkers or something got these young cats that they want us to hear." You know what I mean? So we took a ride over there. I don't know if it was the Bomb Squad's crib or somebody that used to produce the Warlocks. And I
Mm.
remember getting there, and Sheik was the first one to arrive because we arrived early. Sheik arrived first. We was kicking it, and we was just waiting for Jada, and he came about maybe a half hour late, something like that. But their energy, their whole vibe, it was there. It was a young hip hop street vibe, and then we started our cipher. And when I heard Sheik Luch, I was like, damn, he's dope. He's dope. You know what I'm saying? He reminded me of a what do you call it? What's the word that I'm looking for? Like a already established artist. Now, mind you,
Like,
he's still young.
he
He's
seems
like
seasoned up already.
he's a seasoned
He's
artist. You know
seasoned.
what I
Right,
mean? The
right,
cadence, the flow, his voice.
right.
It just reminded me of some real hip hop. So we yeah, Jadakiss, and when he came in,
Mhm.
boom, his flow was impeccable. You know what I mean? It was dope, dope, dope. And when Jada went, I was like, oh shit, his voice, caught
Yeah,
me off
yeah.
guard. And it's like, and he's so young, but when he's spitting, And this is before I heard Biggie, mind you. This is,
Mhm.
no, actually, it's around the same time. Because Biggie had this delivery where his rhymes were so simple, but dope. Just
Mhm.
taking words that are right there in your face, but you wouldn't think about making them rhyme, but making them rhyme. And if you close your eyes, you can actually see the rhyme. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Jadakiss has that too, and
Right.
his cadence and all that. So as soon as I heard them, I was like, "Yo, yeah, we definitely got to put these brothers on." So that's how Set It Off came about. We finally
Okay.
went to Platinum Island and we laid it down one take. That was it. That was the posse cut.
Right, right, right. Now you mentioned a little bit before that you guys were trying to do your own thing. You weren't trying to like necessarily go at Large Professor and anything like that.
Now,
But was there a certain pressure to make or to deliver an album to live up to like what the first one did?
yeah, see, that's why we titled it "F What You Think," because I knew it wasn't going to be no comparison because they had a bunch of hit records on that joint. I'm not about making hit records. I'm about making music that I'm comfortable with. I don't care. Like, I'm not being selfish
Mhm.
or disrespecting the listener, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm not trying to chase no wave. I'm not trying to compete with Large Professor. I'm not trying to compete with the success of the last album. I'm trying to introduce a Mikey D wave. You know what I'm saying? So there was never none of that.
Okay,
And
okay.
and believe it or not, K Cut and Scratch never really discussed Large Professor.
Hmm.
I knew there was a little bitterness there and stuff like that, but they never like tried to get me to go at Large Pro because that's what I was basically known for back then, for going at people.
Right,
But
right.
they never asked me to do that. When I did find out that there was, a little animosity and stuff like that, but they
Hmm.
never asked me to do that, and I wouldn't have did it anyway. But yeah, so that's how that went. I was definitely not trying to live up to the first album.
Right,
No,
right, right.
no,
Got you,
no
got
form of manner. Nope.
You
you, got
got dropped What You Think as your first single before the album came out. What kind of feedback did you get when that hit the streets?
Oh, what you need
What you
is,
need? Yeah,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We dropped that first. That was just that was just a banger. It was a banger. You know what I mean? We dropped that before the rest of the album was even complete. You know what I'm saying? Because that was the one. The streets, we had a nice buzz. You know what I mean? And automatically people started comparing me to Looking at the Front Door, this, that, and the other. But it's a completely different vibe. I wasn't trying to go that route. You know what I mean? And it lived up to it. I mean, it got us to Soul Train. I ain't worried about it. You know,
What was,
yeah, the feedback was good.
what
And
was that?
look, Madonna sampled it.
yeah,
So
yeah, 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 yeah.
You mentioned Soul Train. What was that experience like?
Soul Train was the highlight. Besides the new music seminar, Soul Train was the highlight of my entire journey. Getting to meet Don Cornelius, even though he was, this is when he was just getting sick. So he was there, he was executive producing the show, but each week he had a different host. And the week we went on, the host happened to be John Witherspoon, God rest his soul
Mm.
too. So that was just dope. And then for me to kick it with Don Cornelius and able to get his autograph for my mom's and, you know,
Nice, nice.
just to see the Soul Train dancers and I'm up on that stage. I didn't know until I got there that them damn mics was hollow. You know what I'm saying? But I still had a blast, man. I was rapping my heart out in a hollow mic. You know what I mean? But yo, and then when it finally aired, man, the feedback was incredible, man. That was the highlight of my whole journey.
What was it like coming up with topics for this album? You talked about a little bit of going to Canada, not really feeling that vibe. How was the topics coming up with those?
Yo, it's crazy because, like, for me, I'm usually good with titles, but see, back then, I used to just write rhymes, and the way that I write, like my cadence, I could flow off of anything you give me. So I wasn't really one to tailor make the rhyme around the beat. I would already have a rhyme ready or whatever.
Mhm.
And I would take certain words or whatever out of the rhyme and make that a title. But with this, it was different, man. Like, for instance, we have a song on this album called Diary of a Hitman.
Yeah.
You know where I got that title from? Looking in the Canadian TV guide. And I saw Diary of a Hitman. So then I started thinking, what would a hitman write in his diary? That's how I came with the concept. You know what I mean? And
Okay.
then the hitman wound up being me.
Right,
But,
right.
so stuff like that, that's how we did it. What else is on it? Only the Real Survive. Another damn Only the Real Survive. Another damn TV guide title. You know what I mean? And boom.
What about Television?
Television was K-Cut's idea.
Okay.
Because I believe they had something with Large Pro mentioned television, and I think the track might have been the same too. I know there was something where it was something with Large Professor, and that beat, and they wanted me to go in on it, like do something about television, and then I just used my imagination. You know what I mean?
What about Merrick Boulevard?
Merrick Boulevard was already a done deal, man. That was rhyme that I already had because I'm from Merrick Boulevard. And this was actually, I think it was the first beat that Sir Scratch produced by itself. And Merrick Boulevard and the lyrics matched that beat. So we used that as, I think it was the side B of What You Need on vinyl.
Right.
Yep. Merrick Boulevard. Yeah, I had that ready to rock and roll.
So from beginning to end, how long do you think it took to put this album together?
Shoot, man, it took us a couple of months, man. Probably about 3 months. That it was rushed. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't have time to, you know what I mean, to really get things done. It was a rush deal because of their obligation with Wild Pitch. You know what I'm saying? So if they had to have 2 albums done in X amount of time, and then the split happens, and then they get this new guy, and then they got to start from scratch, and you know what I mean? So now we racing the clock.
So the split, I got you. So the split kind of happens as they're supposed to be getting ready to put out this next album.
Yeah.
So some time had already went by.
Exactly.
That they lost. Okay. Wow,
exactly.
That's crazy.
So I'm coming into a spot where I didn't know I was getting myself into this, where we had to rush and we had to hurry up. Yo, you writing? Yo, we gotta, you know what I'm saying? It was, and I wasn't as focused as I am now. If I would have been like I am now, we would have went quadruple diamond. You know what I'm saying? But then I was still in the streets. You feel me? And then to go to Canada and not being able to do that, it was like cold turkey, man. You can't take a street brother and, you know what I mean, take them to a nice neighborhood cold turkey.
Yeah. You mentioned before about Madonna sampling the song What You Need. Do you remember, like how did that come about exactly? How did she even...
Scratch remembers it like it was yesterday, and he reminds me and K-Cut, like, yo, man, y'all don't remember? We was in the studio recording What You Need, and Madonna was down the hall in another, said in another session or whatever. Remember the dude and the girl, he said the white girl with the hoodie came in and blah, blah. Well, that was Madonna. I was like, I don't remember.
So she heard it. She
heard it when it was in production.
Wow. So that's why it came out you guys 1994, her album was 1994 as well.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
It was,
Wow, that's dope. And didn't you guys get a plaque though for that?
Man, I got
or 2.
I got 4. I got a gold, I got a platinum, I got a double platinum, and a triple platinum.
Oh wow.
And still getting royalties to this day.
Nice. Nice. Now, I know we're talking about this album, but how come nothing else materialized after that album?
Well, when the album got shelved due to an issue between Main Source and the label. This was like some serious beef. You know what I mean? And like I said, I was never signed with the label. I was with a production deal with Main Source, and
Right.
I think the intention. I didn't have a clue it was going to go the way that it went, but we had a press release with, this is when the magazines would sit there and interview you, and we were at Wild Pitch Records. We had the Source, we had Vibe, we had Fresh, Right On, Word Up, all of the magazine people right here interviewing us. You know what I mean? We getting ready for this release, and next thing you know, you hear this commotion coming from the hallway coming toward us. And it's Main Source's management raising all kinds of hell. Like, we're still fine, blah, 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 and things just went completely left. Mike Geronimo was there with Irv Gotti, and I remember the young cat that was sitting near the entrance. And I remember them. I always thought it was Nas, but he clarified it for me. But yeah, it just went completely left. So they left the label on very, very bad terms. And I think management's game plan, or the agenda, was because the album came out the way that it did, they thought it was too good for Wild Pitch, and they wanted to shop the album elsewhere.
Okay.
And they wound up getting the release from the label, but not with the album. You know what I mean? So that's why it was shelved for so long. And then, eventually I just got frustrated, and I felt that I was better off as a soloist, because as a soloist, I didn't have to deal with so many different issues and problems and stuff like that. And, and you got to remember, I was still young and partying, and I was drinking, and, I just was ill. So I think it was the best thing for me to do was to separate myself from all of that. So that's what happened then.
Got you. And where do you kind of put this, that project as far as your accomplishments? Like, you know what I'm saying? Do you feel like it's pretty high up there amongst all of your other accomplishments within hip hop?
I think it's a great accomplishment. I think it would have been even greater had we had more times and different circumstances. I think it's up there because it definitely has a place in my heart, because it's like a full circle type of album. Because you have to remember, I was already out there. I was Mikey D and the LA Posse. We had the legendary Paul C as a part of my group. He was the producer. I was the rapper. Johnny Quest was the DJ. That was our group.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Paul C started engineering in 1212. We was the first dudes there because we was recording in Paul C's garage. You know what I'm saying? So when Large Professor was being mentored by Paul C was down with us. Large Professor may have even been there when we recorded I Get Rough. You know what I'm saying? But we didn't know him then.
Yeah.
K Cut learned some things from Paul C, and they met Paul C and stuff like that. And then for me to get down with them after so many years, it's like a full circle of Paul C. So that dear to my heart, and but like I said though, if we had more time and in a different situation, that album would have been a whole lot better.
Gotcha.
But I'm still proud of it, because I go back and revisit it, and I listen to it, and there are songs on there that can keep up to what's going on right now. Right. The album that has some cuts on there that need to see the light. Rock the Bells, guys, got to shout them out, because they've been playing Only the Real Survive. They play What You Need Is the Source. So they're giving us some light, man. But I just wish people would revisit it and give it a second ear, and don't think about it as us trying to compete with Large Professor. Think about it as Mikey D just adding flavor to Main Source. It's not me trying to fill his shoes, because that can't happen. It won't happen.
I just want to say one thing again. When we were speaking to Sir Scratch, one thing that one of us brought up was the fact that when they came out originally, Large Professor and them, to the public, it seemed as if it was a group that was led by Large Professor. Like I don't think we really knew, like it's really K Cut and Sir Scratch, and then Large Professor was, you know what I mean? And I think that was something that caused a lot of the questions with the public. Like once he's not there, like what's going on? Like I think because Sir Scratch said that he wasn't really out there, like showing face a lot. So all you really kind of saw and heard was Large Professor, and it seemed like he was doing production and rhyming, and it was almost like as if Sir Scratch and K Cut were kind of like just two DJs, and that's
Right.
that's what it seemed like to the public.
And in all actuality, they actually own the name Main Source.
Right. Which,
you know what I'm saying? So Large Professor, he had the voice, he had the presence, he had the glasses, he had the afro. He was doing beats and all of that. They were like the DJ, but you got to remember, hip hop for some reason, ever since it became commercialized, they took the light away from the DJs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's always the front man, and the front man was Large Professor.
Right.
People didn't really dig deep into.
No.
They just knew Large Professor, and I get it. I get it. That's what Jada and them thought. They heard Main Source. They want us to jump on the collab.
Live at the barbecue
and I get it. I totally understand.
Right.
But again, like I say, don't confuse me with trying to take his spot, because that was never the intention. You know what I mean? I'm not taking his spot in the group. Are you kidding me?
Right.
This ain't Flash and 5 Heartbeats.
When you look back and you read some of those reviews, and even in the moment, what were some of the reviews saying in the magazines and the feedback amongst the industry?
Man, the reviews were horrible, man. I actually have an interview when I get back to New York with one of the articles that I read, and even though it was a few years ago, I responded to it because it's the misinformation that people put out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, that album was horrible, blah, blah, blah. They never disrespected me lyrically, but lyrically I was too hard for Main Source, is basically what they were saying. And, without Large Professor, blah, 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 which I understand, but they kept making that comparison with me and Large Professor and trying to take his spot. And that was never the case. You know what I mean? So I want people to hear it from the horse's mouth like y'all are right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's not fair for you to create your own narrative and then people run with that. That's not fair, Let me say something about what really went down, and then maybe you'll get a better understanding and a different outlook.
Were you guys able to tour off that album, or was it pretty much
never got a chance to see the tour, nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy.
I heard K Cut said that you got like overseas, especially like in Europe, a lot of people really liked the album actually, and he was wishing that you guys could have had a chance to go over there and perform.
I mean, it's never too late. We all still alive. We all got our limbs. We all breathing. You know what I'm saying? We ain't wearing no masks no more. My passport is ready to rock and roll. You know what I'm saying? We not at each other's throats. We all good friends and brothers. Why not? Why not give the people a double show or triple show? Why don't we give them Main Source #1, Main Source #2, and LA Posse? All of us together. Why we can't do that?
That would be crazy.
Fucking insane. Excuse my language.
It's okay. That'd be nuts, though. That would be nuts.
Once again, congratulations on the 30th anniversary. But let us know what Mikey D's got going on in 2024.
Man, I'm just moving around. I'm like, I go outside, lick my finger, and you know what I'm saying, see which way the wind is blowing, and that's the way I'm going. That sounded crazy, but I'm not going to say pause. I'm a grown-ass queen, and I'm secure in my manhood, all right? So right now, what I'm doing, because I got my own distribution company set up through Rob Schwartz and New Mag, through Sony the Orchid, I'm just loving music and the creativity, the creative part of it. So I'm just dropping when I feel like it every month. I ain't telling nobody what dates or nothing. I'm just dropping music, dropping music. So if you go on Spotify, any of the streaming platforms, and you type in Mikey D, you'll see new music every month consistently. You know what I'm saying? So definitely look forward to that. I'm a brand ambassador for Dot Hip Hop. Dot Hip Hop is for artists, anybody dealing with hip hop, to have a unique internet presence. Instead of us using hiphop.com, why not use hiphop.hiphop? Instead of MikeyD.com or .net or .org, why not MikeyD.hiphop?
Ah,
So we got that popping now. So if anybody wants to have that unique internet presence and in support of hip hop, just go to get.hiphop and sign up and get a unique domain name. And the thing I like about this company is they're not only trying to pimp the hip hop game, the money that they make also goes back into the culture. You know what I'm saying? So they make money off the culture and they put it back into the culture. And it makes us all look good at the end of the day. Right now, if you type in MikeyD.hiphop, I got a little website up there on and popping, baby. So I'm feeling good about that. I'm working with Herb Middleton. He's a multi-platinum what you call producer. He's worked with Mary J. Blige, Al Green, Nas, Method Man, Eminem. This dude is incredible. So we've been doing a lot of work. You can look forward to Redemption. It's coming soon. What else? We got a joint coming out on Mother's Day called You're Resting. It's gonna be fire. And then I have a very, very special album that I'm working on right now. I don't want to give out too much information, but put it this way. It's gonna be that Mikey D that people remember. I can't give you a 16-year-old Mikey D, but I can give you a 56-year-old Mikey D with that same energy. You know what I'm saying?
right.
At 16, I didn't see as much as I did now, so I got more to talk about.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm gonna give y'all that same energy that they remember when I was drinking 40s and all that. I'm gonna give them that Mikey D, but at 56, just to let these rappers know what it is, man. And I got some producers that y'all are gonna be like, oh my God, this is gonna be crazy. And even the title of the album is crazy. So
Can't give it. When are you looking to drop that?
man, I don't even want to.
More or less. You don't want to jinx it.
At least before the year is out. At least by
Okay.
the summertime, something hot for the summer.
Okay. Dope,
Yeah.
dope. Quick. Before we go though, there's one thing I want to. Is it true that Shaquina was once Cool G Rap's wife? Is that true?
Shaqueen was definitely with Cool G Rap. Yes,
Really? God
absolutely.
damn, it's just lyrical monsters.
Yeah. Shaqueen happens to be my family now because prior to Cool G Rap, actually, when we were recording Set It Off, she met my cousin Mark Fisher, and
Okay.
they started kicking it. And not long after that, Shaqueen had a baby by my cousin Mark. And
Gotcha.
so little Marky Jr. is Shaqueen's son and my second cousin. So
Nice.
we
Okay.
family now. And then after that, years after that, she got with Cool G Rap and stuff.
Okay.
My Barker now, she's a beast, man. She is a beast.
And she still, what is she doing now?
Yo, she's still spitting, man. What?
Yeah.
She's doing movies and acting and all types of stuff. Look her up. M.A. Barker.
My Barker. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. You seen it on? No. Okay.
Yo, she's on Instagram. Just type in My Barker. She's
Mm-hmm.
actually on the Rolling 200 Deep joint with
Oh, okay. Yeah.
She on there.
Shit. Yeah. Okay. Oh wow. Damn,
My
that's crazy.
Barker. Yeah, that's Shaqueen.
Oh shit. Okay. Got you. Yo, I know you say you love this, man, and you live this, it runs through your blood and everything. But what exactly is it that keeps Mikey D going at this point of his life?
I got a lot to talk about, man, and I learned from all of my mistakes. So, like, if I can inspire somebody, or you know what I'm saying, not even preach or try to teach, just inspire motherfuckers with my story, then I feel good. And this the creative part of hip hop, the rap element, is very, very, very therapeutic for me,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Anytime I'm feeling something, you know what I mean? If I feel like I'm about to crash out, I just write it, crash out on paper, crash out in
Mm.
the booth. You know what I'm saying? And nowadays, it's like everything is right at the tip of your fingertips, man. I could wake up in the morning and record a goddamn album whenever I want to, on my phone if I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? So now I just love it, man. And the main thing, it keeps me young, man. I rap from here and
Yeah,
not my
yeah, yeah.
pockets,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, 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 yeah.
How,
No
how,
doubt.
how does Mikey feel about the state of hip hop in 2024?
I love the state of hip hop. I don't love the industry of hip hop. I love the culture of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I don't love the commercialization and the weaponization of hip hop.
Mm.
What the corporate is
Hmm.
doing to our youth,
Right.
I'm not feeling that. And that's one of the reasons they don't want older cats to win, because we already seasoned and we know better. But these cats, you flash a few dollars in these young cats' face, you know, they're gonna make a move. You feel me? And you know, at the end of the day, we have to blame ourselves for that, because us as the veterans and the OGs, man, we supposed to take them by the hand and show them the way, you know. And they hard at it because we ain't showing them no respect. Respect goes both ways.
Right, right.
You can't expect them to respect you and then you disrespecting them. That's why I say I'm an OG for real, because OG doesn't mean original gangster. OG means offering guidance. And if I can offer guidance, then
Yeah.
that's what I'm going to do. OG also means opportunities and guidance, because I can easily tell a young cat to drop his guns, but then what is he going to do after that? Become a victim? Because without opportunities, he's just a victim. You know what I mean? So
Right, right, right.
that's what we got to be on, man. As OGs, we got to offer guidance, bro.
Dope, dope, dope.
Bro,
Check it
can we
out.
keep up with Mikey D on social media?
Oh, I'm Mikey D. I'm Mikey D. dot hip hop on everything. Mikey D, not Mickey D. Mikey D. The little period. Hip hop. Mikey D. dot hip hop on everything.
So tell me, do me a favor, Mikey D. Just tell me one more time. What's that dot hip hop site again?
Oh, you want to get your unique, whatever that is.
Hip hop dot hip hop. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
get dot hip hop for that
Dope, dope.
unique internet presence word. The
Okay.
domain name, a unique domain name.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No doubt. No doubt. I'm gonna check that out. Dope, dope. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Mikey D, for everything you've done, everything you contribute to the culture. I will definitely keep in touch with you moving forward. Once again, happy 30th anniversary on that sophomore Main Source album. We appreciate you.
I got
Yo,
two.
likewise, bro. Anytime, man. Much love. And
I
I'll keep
got.
y'all posted.
I
Matter
got
of
two
fact,
favors. I got two favors before you go, though.
all right, I got one favor.
Okay.
I'm going to say the name of the album that I'm so excited about.
Oh, okay.
It's called Poppin' Kim's. How about that?
Nice, nice.
Y'all know what that means, right?
Okay.
You know what it means to Lawson, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Poppin'
yeah, yeah.
Kim's, man.
Gotcha, gotcha.
That's all I'm going to say.
Oof. Okay, okay. Be on the lookout for that then. Papa Kim's.
Yo.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you for taking the time. I know you're busy and on the road and all of that, man, but it means a lot to us, man.
Yo,
Word
it's
up.
all love, man. Anytime I'm here for y'all, man. And I'll send y'all some of the joints, man. Some of the new joints. I'm going to send you. I'm going to just flood you.
Please do, man. We got, we have the email, we got the numbers and everything, man. And hit us, let us know, because like even simple things like this hip hop, like, we need to know these things, because how dope is it to have like changing up the hip hop goes hip hop? Like that would be crazy.
Gotta be
what I mean? But just let us know, man. You got the info. Keep us,
got you covered, fam.
Because I just want to say one last thing before I let you go. I find it because I was just thinking about this. There's a lot of cats out there that are so like into the culture of hip hop but that for some reason they don't get the shine. You know what I mean? Like they have so much knowledge and information to share, and they don't get the platforms to share it. And I think it's because they're not as famous as those other people or whatever. But you know, so we want to just try to do our part to help out, man.
Yo, and I support y'all, man. You know, whatever y'all need from me, you got it. I appreciate y'all, man. Word.
Thank you, man. We'll let you know as soon as this episode comes out.
All right, absolutely, man.
All
Thanks
right.
again. I
Thank you,
appreciate
Mike.
y'all.
All right, you be safe out there, right?
All right, likewise. One love, baby.
Peace.
Uh.
Peace.